As a young man, Reverend David Kennedy attended Vanderbilt University in Nashville.
The professor of history asked us to give him the history of our names. I considered it an insult because of our history in America. And I told him, your people, I told the class, stole our people from Africa. They raped them, the stories that have never been told.
But before that, he grew up in Jim Crow-era South Carolina, where he was told stories about the lynching of his great-great-uncle, was the subject of numerous racially motivated acts.
When I asked one of the guys who worked at Winn-Dixie, could you show me where I could find a dog collar? I need a collar for my dog. And he said, you need one to fit your neck. And then just broke out and started laughing. And another white guy, when we walked to the store, this white man got a kick of making his English bulldog bite us. I was able to dodge all the bites because I could run pretty fast. But everybody was not that fortunate. And then I remember one night we were coming from somewhere, and a white girl, they were in two white guys. They were in the car, convertible, beautiful convertible car. She had a pistol in her hand. You know what she come through the town saying? She saw all of us. I feel like killing me some niggas.
And watched his friends fall victim to hate crimes.
We call him Peanut. He was in jail, and the black mortician said his head was soft like cotton. They had beat him to death.
Today in Laurens, rebel flags still mark the graves of Confederate soldiers that fought in the Civil War, and a monument of the same token stands tall in the town square. And Reverend Kennedy is the owner of a building that once housed a store referred to as the Redneck Shop, that sold KKK paraphernalia, Nazi memorabilia, and played host to the World Aryan Congress. The deed to the building was gifted to him by a former KKK member that had once planned to take his life.
I told him that it was all right. I told him he was in God's house, and we just have to keep moving it.
And the Reverend hopes to continue spreading that compassion and forgiveness by renovating the Redneck Shop into a community center over the coming years, but not without a little bit of help. Reagan Freeman is a student at the University of South Carolina and has been assisting in this process. Reagan reached out to the Reverend after watching a special on the National Memorial for Peace and Justice.
And Oprah walks by a woman who was lynched in Laurens County, and it sort of blew me away. I mean, of course it makes sense, but no one talks about that. And it really bothered me, and so I did a little bit of research for a couple hours. And as far as I can best tell, 9, at least confirmed people were lynched in Laurens County.
And the weight of this situation isn't lost on him.
A Ku Klux Klan museum and store showed up in a small town, and it ripped this place apart. And through an act of almost unworldly kindness and forgiveness, the Reverend took this man in, right? And here we have a man who is truly one of the nicest, friendliest people in the world trying to make this place better and not just give up on it. That we're trying to make South Carolina better. And we're trying to change that narrative, and we're trying to take all of this history and move us forward. That's the opportunity we have here.
When it comes to recognizing history moving forward, Reverend Kennedy puts it best.
So this is the America that we live in. And at some point, we're going to have to learn how to listen to each other.
For News Channel 12, I'm Ethan Bailey.